Yeah, I'm fine with leaving the save screen. You don't need to prompt me every time, like, you hit the B button, so, like, the save screen is gonna close. Is that okay?
So, Commander, to what do we owe the pleasure of your visit here today?
Well, I can't just ask Nagi to do everything for me. I'd be out of a job.
Hey, I delivered you the new recruit, didn't I?
Yeah, you won the bet. Don't worry about it, all right? I'll settle
I mean,
up with you later.
I wasn't given any option, but
for it.
it's not really a fair bet then.
I'm sure I'm needed elsewhere. If you'll all excuse me, Commander.
Well, that wasn't obvious at all.
Huh. Look at you two. I swear you're like two children excited about a new toy.
Look who's talking. I don't recall ever seeing you file a request to personally train a rescue before.
Is that so odd?
It is before we'd even asked her to become a blade, little Miss Stick in the Rear.
Usually I ask when I don't get your slang expressions, but something tells me to just let that one go.
Enough about that. Where are your manners, anyway? I still haven't been introduced to our new recruit here.
Commander Vandam is Blade's top officer.
In a past life, I was chief engineer on the White Whale. Same idea, basically. Someone has a problem, I fix it. You follow? Huh. Not much for conversation, are you?
So you still haven't told us why you're here. From the look of things, I'm guessing this isn't a social call.
You don't think?
No. So let's cut the crap and get down to business.
Ha! Sounds like you're learning my expressions just fine, Elma. Anyway, first we need Chatty Cathy here to choose a division and pull an assignment.
Yeah, so here's where we choose a division. Just get started.
Oh, there, Itchy Trigger.
It doesn't matter what I do.
I know you're just chafing at the bit to run out there and grab the world by its tail, but you need to choose a division first. Once that's all hashed out,
I forget which one is like the most efficient
gonna
progression-wise. I might go to Google in a second.
Pretty much everyone in New LA works for Blade, in one of several different fields. Helping to explore Mira, or to maintain order in the city, or, well, you remember Nagi's speech, right? There are 8 different fields in all, and each one has its own branch within Blade. Officially, they're called divisions. Naturally, you'll want to choose one that best suits your personality and your talents.
Let's start with the Pathfinders.
This is gonna be a long cutscene.
Pathfinder's #1 responsibility.
So I'm checking my email in the meantime. That's what I'm doing.
Mission. It may not be the sexiest job, but important? You bet your ass it's important. We've only been on Mira 2 months. We don't know jack about this place. The more probes we install, the faster we can get our bearings here and give ourselves a fighting chance.
We've already detailed how important it is we expand the Frontier Nav network ASAP. So, for the time being, I'll just remind you of the highlights. It helps us keep Blade safe. It helps us keep the city safe. And most important of all, it's the key to locating the missing parts of the Lifehold and recovering the rest of the human race.
Okay, next up, Interceptors. You met Akalov and Evans, right? Irina and Gwen, this is their division. Interceptors have one main duty: protect New LA and everyone in it from the wildlife here on Mira. Right now, this is probably our busiest division. Interceptors ride shotgun for the research eggheads, they escort VIPs around, and they help any other idiots who get caught out there with their pants down.
Next are the Harriers. Remember Doug Barrett, the Skell pilot conducting the test flight with Lynn? He's part of the Harriers. If you think of the Interceptors as defense, Harriers would be New LA's offense. They specialize in preemptive strikes on clear and obvious threats. But only on clear and obvious threats. They're not meant to go out and just blast any indigene that moves.
And you got your Reclaimers. These guys are in charge of finding the other pieces of the White Whale. Among other things, that is. Including anything of ours left behind after a battle. Skell debris, weapons, personal effects. It can get a bit morbid, frankly, but it's gotta be done. Until we're up and running here on Mira, and have this place completely figured out. Everything we brought from Earth needs to be treated like it's irreplaceable. Also, the search for the Lifehold. That's mostly on the Reclaimers.
Next, curators. Curators are the first to scout ahead to unexplored territory, bringing back whatever samples they can get their hands on. Fruits, bugs, sticks and stones, you name it. It's not all picking berries, though. Being a curator also means being the first to encounter unknown indigens.
Next? All right, prospectors. Prospectors do, well, prospecting. They poke around, looking for minerals, resources, and whatnot. Things we need for everyday life here. We packed all the essentials we could on the White Whale, but that won't last forever. We need to be able to replenish our water and fuel if we want to survive. And sooner or later, we're gonna have to figure out how to replace things from scratch. From the socket on a Skell's knee joint, right down to the frying pan in Lynn's kitchen. Without these guys busting their butts, we'd have no future to speak of.
Next up, outfitters. All of our ground gear and Skell weaponry is developed in conjunction with private arms manufacturers, or AMs. Outfitters are Blade's way of supporting these AMs. They'll seek out anything that might inspire new weapon ideas, and even assist with testing new prototypes.
Finally, the mediators. These are the folks who keep everything hunky-dory with John and Joan Q public. Any problems a civvy has, they come to mediators. Fight with your neighbor? Mediators. Lost cat? Mediators. It's not a division for everyone. You need to be a jack of all trades, and a people person. Someone with my charming personality? Probably not the best mediator. But if you got what it takes, it's a clutch role, keeping things cool on the home front.
All right, so I think that's all 8 divisions. Any idea which one you'd like to join? Don't fret about it too much. Whichever you choose, you still have a lot of freedom in how you operate. Mediators can still get out there and mix it up, hunt indigens, whatever. And if a Harrier wants to take a break and settle an argument, that's their prerogative too. To be honest, even though it's sort of frowned upon, you can actually change your division whenever you like. So there's really no reason to stress about this. All right, you ready to choose?
Sure. I'm not going through the full explanation again. It's not that important.
Yeah, and? We're on pins and needles here.
Yeah, I said yes before. It doesn't really say much more info here, it doesn't look like. Pathfinder's main task is to place data probes that expand Dade's info network. Interceptor's primary duty is to protect the people of New LA from indigent threats. The Harriers are in charge of eliminating threats from Mira's most dangerous creatures. The Reclaimer's task is to locate and retrieve pieces of wreckage from the White Whale. Curators are charged with scouting unexplored territories and collecting materials found there. Prospectors mainly focus on using Frontier Nav to mine for minerals and resources. Outfitters help the arms manufacturers to develop new weapons and equipment. Mediators resolve problems that arise between residents of New LA. So, you can do whatever you want. Like, these don't restrict your gameplay. You can still do anything in the game that you want. What this affects is, in addition to, like, your standard level and your class level, you also have a blade level that goes up that unlocks new things. And how you gain blade EXP is through completing tasks that give you points relative to your division. So if you're going Pathfinders, then finding new areas and placing data probes is going to be giving you, like, blade EXP. I pulled up the Xenoblade wiki thing here for a little bit of a recap of what they all do, and each of them comes with, like, its own buff as well. I don't know what the order is here. It looks like it's alphabetical order, but I'll just go on, like, the order across here. So Pathfinders, their division support experiences HP recovery, HP support. Division points are boosted through planting data probes and discovering locations. I don't remember like the last time that I played this game, but the first time I ever played this game, I remember I went from Pathfinder into Prospector because I started farming like a bunch of funds by gathering materials and like passive Moranium generation and stuff like that with my data probes around the world, which I'm gonna need to figure out how to plant one of here in a second. To just get a bunch of blade points that way along the way, I figured. Um, and Pathfinder is not a bad early game option while you have like so much of the map to explore. Let's see here. Interceptor. This one, their division support experiences a boost in damage dealt by ranged arts. Ranged Master. Division points are boosted through defeating enemies and completing missions. Harriers, on the other hand, get a melee boost. Boost in damage dealt by melee arts. Melee Master, including melee arts used by ranged weapons, such as Assault Hammer. Vision points are boosted through defeating enemies, especially tyrants. So both of these are kind of about defeating enemies. This includes missions. You can get blade points, I guess. And this will give a melee boost. This will give a range boost. I mean, either one isn't really a half bad idea just for like increasing your damage then, assuming I'm understanding how it works well. I never messed around with this kind of thing all that much because ultimately it's not super important. Reclaimers, let's see here. Their division support makes the party more likely to receive items from enemy drops. Drop sensor. Okay, so this will kind of help you farm a little bit if you're looking to get cool stuff. Division points are boosted through retrieving white whale wreckage and planting data probes. That's probably not a half bad early one either, just because like the planting data probes and retrieving white whale wreckage, there's only so much of that in the world in the game anyway. So in the early game where you still have like all this potential, all this stuff around to do, this isn't really one that you would want to transition into as much later, is the impression that I'm getting. Like this is the kind of thing where it's like you get the most bang for your buck doing it early on. Same kind of thing with Pathfinder with all the stuff to discover. And I do kind of like that there's more odds of increasing enemy drops. Again, I never really looked into like these bonuses and stuff like that, so I never really chose division based on them, but maybe I'll consider that here this time, assuming that this webpage isn't lying to me. Curators, let's see here. Their division support increases critical hit rate. Critical Master. Division points are boosted through obtaining collectibles and defeating tyrants. Okay. And getting a higher crit rate can be pretty nice there. Prospector. Their division support takes less damage from enemy attacks. Defense support. Nice. Just better survivability. Division points are boosted through mining Moranium and discovering locations. This I can definitely see be a nice one to transition into later. I can see myself adopting that one later on, especially once I have like a bunch of mining probes going. Because if I can just like passively gain Blade EXP from like my crazy probe network that's doing crazy work for me, then probably pretty good. Which group allows for long hair on the male character bonus? Yeah, that's the one that I would choose then. Let's see here. Outfitters, their division support receives boosts in commercial points, R&D support, which goes towards skill and weapon development. Division points are boosted through leveling up arms manufacturers and earning R&D points. Okay. So if I'm dumping Moranium into like different research stuff, I don't remember how much it costs to change divisions in the middle of a playthrough, but I do wonder if it would be worth it to just like change to outfitters, dump a shit ton of Moranium into R&D, and then like transition back. I guess I can only hold so much Moranium anyway, and anytime I hit the cap is when I want to invest it, so it might not be that worth it, just considering how inventories of Moranium works in this game. Remember gear slash skills so expensive? Yeah, it adds up. I remember when I got the first time that I played Xenoblade Chronicles X and I couldn't beat the final boss, like at first, I went to a particular cave in Noctilum, I switched over to Prospectors, and I just like farmed materials and got my blade level up passively by doing that while gaining like a shit ton of funds. Because once you reach 99 of an item and you collect another one, it's automatically sold. And I just waited for my funds to go up until I could afford a level 50 skill. This is what I did. And then mediators, let's see here. Their division support can restore tension points, TP support. I wish I knew exactly how this works, because that would probably synergize well with Overdrive builds gameplay-wise, because for Overdrive, I want TP. Division points are boosted through completing missions and training scouted blades. So it's mostly like, this is the group that's all about doing a side quest and stuff. Do side quests and you'll be getting like blade points and stuff. Considering these descriptions, I don't think I've ever been in Reclaimers like ever in a Xenoblade Chronicles X playthrough. This might make sense for like just the grind, increase items from enemy drops, just get some more stuff. Then I have like more stuff to sell, help with grind long term, get better items that I want to use. And division points are boosted through retrieving white whale wreckage and planting data probes. Again, beginning of the game is when I have the most potential for that, when there's the most stuff out in the world. So I may as well do this now, and then probably transition into something later, like Prospectors, that'll be getting me Blade EXP as I passively generate Moranium from all my data probes. So I'm thinking Reclaimer into Prospector is probably what makes like the most sense efficiency-wise here. Remember that item farm spot video? Never found the farm spot though, because it just stopped playing after I destroyed my skeleton and didn't pick it back up. Oh, like the one Noctilum cave there. I remember it could be a little bit tricky to find. I think after you find it, there's a fast travel point to it. If memory serves, sure. I'm gonna be a Reclaimer for like the first time ever in Xenoblade X. Sure. Why not? Here's something different.
Thank God that's over. By the power invested in me, yada yada, you're officially a Blade.
Congrats, and welcome.
I know you're gonna do great.
I'm now realizing how my hair makes me look like a dark, evil Alir from Fire Emblem Engage or something. Which I guess there technically is in that game, so it might not be the most fair comparison, but...
Last we had, they were installing a data probe out in eastern Primordia. Then, nothing.
Oh no.
Nelson. Pathfinders, right?
Are we talking indigents here or what?
Your guess is as good as mine, but they did have a skell with them. You'd think they could hold their own, or at least run away.
All right, we're on it. We'll head to their last known location and go from there.
Report whatever you find ASAP.
Of course. Let's move out.
Roger that.
Yeah, the table does definitely look pretty cool here. Yeah, it's just kind of okay, the pop-ups here and stuff. So many D&D nerds who would die for that table. I honestly feel like when it comes to the graphical stuff, considering what Wizards Monolith Soft are, I think they've really probably done like the best that they could considering the hardware of the Switch. But like, you can still have judgment in saying that maybe it should have been a Switch 2 title and then they could have done a lot more with it, you know? Had like some better hardware that they're working with. Your official Blade now. Congrats, becoming one of us grants you access to a variety of services, including the shop terminal, the AM terminal, mission control, and more. Some services still off limits at the moment. I'll get back to you on those later. I wish you could zip right back to a place you visit. Okay, fast travel. Here we go. That's why we have fast travel. Allows you to instantly return to significant landmarks, as well as any Frontier Nav sites that have data probes installed. Just access the map to use it. Again, I wish that I could just hit minus and access the map. Arms manufacturers, or AM, support us from the sidelines by developing new weaponry and gear, and by utilizing their services, we can support them to head to the AM Terminal Armory Alley to learn more about working with AMs to make new gear. I should probably start mining Moranium so I can start giving them crap. Missions comprise duties and requests received directly from the concerned parties or via mission control. They're divided into 4 categories, provide rewards and affinity when completed. Story missions advance the game's main story. You can accept them in the Blade Barracks. A Fey mission. These missions heavily feature your team members. You can accept them whenever you see the relevant icon. Yep, and unlock some new arts for your character by unlocking their exclusive arts on you. Normal missions, mostly requests from NLA citizens or fellow Blades. You can accept them whenever you see the relevant icon. I like the color coding now. In the original game, we did have like the red story mission and the orange affinity mission, but I'm pretty sure we just had like a red exclamation point above people's heads when they had a quest. But having like, you know, a question mark just like these are question marks and having like the own color coding of green, that's kind of nice. Mostly requests from NLA citizens or fellow Blades. You can accept them whenever you see the relevant icon. Simple tasks like defeating enemies or collecting items. You can accept up to 20 for mission control. And yeah, you may as well just accept a whole bunch and have them in your pocket to like passively be making progress on. Blade reports are a communication tool that residents of Mir use to share useful information they come across. When you visit a segment for which you haven't completed the segment recon yet, you may receive a Blade report post. If you do, check your current position on the segment view of the map screen to confirm the segment recon objective and do your best to resolve it. I wonder if we still have like the rumor stuff where you need to gather information and all that. But yeah, let's just see here. Right, I love the 6 sci-fi screens. Sick air hockey table, bro. Yeah, really sick there. I don't have a good reference with the Wii U version. I want a good side-by-side and know for sure what the difference is. Yeah, I know the character models have changed, but I mean more so with the environment. Yeah, the environment to me mostly looks kind of like what I remember. But like the most recent time that I experienced this game was on my PC with graphical enhancement, so I'm trying to like not think of that. I think the environment is smoother and more high def on already very pretty game. Yeah. Game already was looking really nice here. I have to scroll up to see the thingamabob from here before. Let's see here. Decided to delve into the reviews for Assassin's Creed Shadows on Steam. It's mostly positive, which surprised me, but I'm seeing a lot of people having problems with Ubisoft Connect, game crashes, bad game optimization, and apparently bad voice acting. I've seen some posts about that. Most of the bad reviews say just play Ghost of Tsushima. Yeah, I can imagine that being the case. I've also seen complaints about de novo DRM and an in-game store, with most mentions of those also mentioning that it's a full-price single-player game. Yeah, in-game stores in modern Assassin's Creed games have been a problem for a while. Moranium researcher. Find Moranium. Sure. Acquire some weapon data. I need to just, like, use the thingamabob there, right? Okay, so I want to bring us acorn abacuses. Looking for... Yeah. Sure. A tyrant there, maybe. Bargain sunglasses. Sure. That's some items that I can collect. Here. That's the menu I was looking for. 4 brass suids, sure. Slay Archibald, the Revolutionary. I'll probably wait on a lot of these bounty ones here. Gather 5 crush rings, sure. Harvest 1 suid fillet from a brass suid in Primordia, sure. Sure, why not? Give 1,200 units of Moranium to the integrated plant developer in the industrial district, sure. I better start mining Moranium. I guess I may as well accept these because I have room then anyway. Here, let's have a quick look-see. I really wish I could just hit minus to access the map. Frontier nav. Yeah, so mining probe. Research probe is just the money. Generates revenue from Frontier nav sites and locally discovered unexplored territories and scenic viewpoints, also known as sightseeing spots, which increase income by 2,000 credits each. Yeah, so the research ones are better in like the more scenic kind of spots. I'll go around putting down probes while I go to this location, and then, yeah, maybe I'll put down a research probe for now. Sure, why not? Yeah, it costs money to put it down. Okay. I can get some of this stuff along the way, because I think we have to go around here or something, right? Memory serves. Do I have this story mission marked as my active thing? Show navigation to the Pathfinder's last known location in southwest Primordia. Can I zoom out more, please? Here we go. And oh, this is southeast Primordia. I misread as southwest. I'm thinking of the stuff with like Lao that goes on over here later. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, this is new. The fact that you can just like see the missions from here on the map. That's kind of nice. And now I can fast travel. Cool. I can see like all the quests that are around that I can accept. Okay, cool. Neat. Yeah, love the SimCity aspect. It's unique-ish. Reminds me of rebuilding cities in AC to build up money. That's what you gotta do. You gotta build up that money. Oh, your quests are important. Because I get new probes from you. For me, when it comes to graphics, the most important thing for me is consistency. Rather than the game look worse all the time and look really good sometimes and really blurry at other times. That's fair. It's Harmonia, right? This is Elma. But, no, this is Patrick. Yeah, sure is. Oh, good. I've been looking for you. My name's Kirsty, with a K. I'm the operations manager for Frontier Nav. Nagi requested that I brief you on the whole Frontier Nav deal. Sound good? I already know about it. I think Lynn liked that. Oh, really? All that knowledge is swimming around in your noggin just because you helped Colonel Elma install one little data probe? I have hundreds of hours on this game. Sorry, rookie, but there's more to the network than that. So then, first lesson, there are several different types of data probes that can be installed at Frontier Nav probe placement sites. It's vital that you keep the desired application in mind because each type of probe yields different effects. I've already been using them. What's more, placing the exact same type and grade of data probe in neighboring sites will amplify the effects of each probe. Now, I could stand here and make you listen to a long drawn explanation, but I think it's better if you just try each one out yourself. Yeah. Oh, I already learn about Frontier Nav from Kirsty. I can immediately get a research probe G2. Maybe I didn't need to place down that G1. I don't know. Whatever. I'll go around placing down a whole bunch of like new probes and getting new nodes that I can place things at here in a sec anyway. Remember the data probe you installed it on the Eastgate plane? I remember. Elma likes that I remember. Good. I can see why you're on Nagi's short list. So if you ever need to verify its exact location, just access the segment map with your comm device. You used to be able to do that right on the Wii U gamepad. I really wish I could hit minus to go right to it. Point out a pair of placement sites in the planes past the Eastgate that you can chain together on the Frontier Nav grid. And there install a data probe at each site, okay? But I don't want just any probes installed there. You need to change them to be the same type. That's how you get the chain amplification effects. Maybe I shouldn't have put down the research probe where I did then. You can swap around data probes using your comm device. Just select the corresponding site on the Frontier Nav map. Just select swap data probe. You can take your pick from all the unused probes you got. You do have unused probes, right? Here, take a few mining probes just in case. They're on me, but don't go spreading tales of my generosity. Your assignment is to travel to the 2 specified site and install data probes there. Then make sure all 3 of your probes are set as mining probes. You better be treating probes in this game like gold, because there is a finite amount. Usually you get them from quests, other times you get them from specific white whale wreckage. You'll figure it out. It's all much clearer in action. But there is a finite amount of them. Go to the main menu, map Frontier Nav. You can check the status of data probes currently installed at FN sites across Mirror, as well as swap install data probes around. Yeah. Why is this yellow? Like I can complete a quest thing here.
How's it going?
I'm gonna install data probes at the 2 Frontier Nav sites once they're placed. Yeah, so I clearly haven't done it yet. I don't know why it's yellow right now. I also want to check really quickly. So, Intel. Where's my quests? Missions. Yeah. So this stuff. The ones for testing out a specific thing. Do I have to go buy that? Equip a titanium knife 2 and hunt those. Required level 10. Oh, well. And then, yeah, some uranium and stuff, which I'll get along the way. I like the EXP and class EXP thing that there is now. I kind of like that rework. Open Frontier Nav often. Yeah, it'd be nice if I could just do it with minus, but alas. You can check the placement of your data probes and swap them out for other types as needed. Set LNR on the map screen to switch over to Frontier Nav. Data probes can be installed at FN sites. These are an integral part of expanding the Frontier Nav network. Once you've installed a data probe at an FN site, you'll then periodically receive resources and cash from it. You can also check the details of the FN site via Frontier Nav from the moment that your probe has been placed. Variety is the spice of probes. Data probes come in many flavors, each with different effects and capabilities. Swapping one out for another may grant you some other benefits. To swap out a data probe, select an FN site that you've already installed probe and press A. Whenever you come across a new type of data probe, take time to revisit your FN site info and see if it makes sense to replace any of your previously installed probes with a more efficient model. Yeah, and I can accept a squad task. I'll re-access the map in a second here once I go outside. There's like settings that adjust your graphics settings automatically based on frame rate to maintain a number. Sure, it keeps the game feeling smooth, but when I walk into a room, get a stutter, and then the whole game reloads all the textures as lower quality is very noticeable to me. Yeah, I definitely prefer performance mode when I'm playing games. Oh, well, I can't use this right now anyway. Off I go. But yeah, these kinds of icons are new. What's this? Oh, no, that's just one of the division symbols. Is all that is.
Now what?
Sadie, excuse me, sorry to bother you. I know you're terribly busy, but is there any way you might help a rather urgent request? I promise I won't take much of your time. Heck, I don't even have much of my own to spend taking up yours. Sorry, getting off track. Anyway, I know how I should be writing this request through all the official channels and all that, so I'm sorry. There's just no time. I'm desperate at this point. I'll literally take all the help I can get. Not to say that you're just anybody. You're great. Look, I know I must sound completely bummed. Just hear me out, okay? That's all I ask. Yep. Listen. Really? You're going to listen to me? Oh man, what are the odds the very first person I asked would help me out, huh? Like 9 to 1? I'm shy, you see, and I'd about worked myself into a panic thinking I'd have to keep approaching strangers, what with the staring and the awkwardness and... Yeah, so I needed to deliver some supplies to a blade team in the field. I'm a mechanic, you see, specializing in skills. I tend to head up a lot of important projects. Sorry, did that sound braggy? Anyway, I just got a call from a team that's always been really nice to me. They asked me to bring them supplies so they can do a field repair of their skills. Apparently, something called a whimsical duo guild attacked them and after they left on a mission, and now they're stranded out there. I pride myself on customer service, but me wandering around outside the city is just, no, bad idea. Bad idea. Especially with the whimsical duo guild that broke their skull still kicking around. Much as I wanted to help them, just a mechanic, there's only so much I could do. But on the other hand, the thought of those poor skulls lying there all beat up just broke my heart. So I gathered some adventure-y stuff and left town, but then kind of panicked about what to do next. The only sane plan I could come up with is asking someone else for help, and then you came along. It's like magic, only not. Anyway, I know I should post this to mission control. I get a makeshift gauze eye patch. Yeah, so... Oh, did I just set it as my track thing? But I don't have time for rules, man. Just can't stand around filling out paperwork and cutting red tape or whatever. Oh, and I'll pay you, of course. Or actually, the leader of the team you'll be rescuing will, I hope. At any rate, they're really in trouble, so if you get these supplies to them, I'd really appreciate it.
Hey,